He separates. He's to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Florida State. Warwick got up third down.
Winky looking Winky. Wants to throw the knockout punch to Warwick. Warwick open. Touchdown. He did a touchdown. He did catch it. Touchdown, Florida State. Oh, Peter Warwick, how'd you do that? Kermit Whitfield to the left side. A hole to the 30. Kermit Whitfield to the 30, to the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, FSU. Kermit Whitfield, a 100-yard touchdown. Here's the snap. Winston rolling right. Throws the pass on the other. It's caught. It's caught. It's caught.
Oh, for the end zone battle. Coleman. Touchdown.
We're doing it for everybody. We're doing it big all over the country, all over the world. And I'm proud. I'm proud to say I'm a Florida State Seminole.
Welcome to Off the Cuff, Tuesday night, man. It's been a long day at work, so I decided I want to get on here and talk a little Florida State. But before I do, let me just say, poured me a nice glass of whiskey. Freedom Whiskey Company comes with a dog tag there. It's pretty cool. Got to have a little drink on a Tuesday evening, right? I mean, it's Tuesday somewhere. I don't know. It's been a long day. I work in IT. Anyone else who works in IT knows that sometimes there just aren't enough shots. So going live, wanted to talk about a little Florida State. I do want to apologize for one thing, the audio from my broadcast live from Joe Campbell. There was a lot going on, background noise and fireworks and all kinds of stuff with Joe Campbell, which is great. But the audio came out not so good. So next time, I'll probably go outside the stadium and with a full lapel mic and camera set up instead of using my iPhone. So apologize if the audio quality last time wasn't quite as good as it usually is. But before I get started on anything Florida State related in this past game this weekend, I do want to bring up one really cool thing. For those of you that live in Jacksonville, Florida, this weekend, that's right, this weekend, Saturday, for the 12 o'clock kickoff against Boston College, we are going to do Garnet and Old Live from FSU Brewing Company here in Jacksonville, Florida, in the Avondale, Riverside area. We will start going live at 11:30 in the morning. And again, you're probably thinking to yourself, it's a brewery at 11:30. Yeah, you damn right. We're going to have a good time. 11:30, we're going to do a pregame live up until the kickoff. And then at halftime, we are going to do about a 15-minute halftime update, instant reaction kind of thing. And then after it's over, we're going to do a post-game show. What's cool about this, though, is that we'll be surrounded by all the patrons at FSU Brewing Company, and they are a no-owned bar, and all of their fans, I mean, all Florida State fans, they only put Florida State games on the TVs during this time, so it's going to be all Florida State fans. So if you live in the Jacksonville, Florida area, or even the surrounding areas, come join us at FSU Brewing Company. Get a Garnet and Golden Ale, which is a specialty brew that is Florida State themed, and hang out with Vince and I as we do our live show from FSU Brewing Company. All right, we got all the easy stuff out of the way, so I'm going to go right into it. I was at Joe Campbell for a very late 8:30 kick, just to give people a little insight into how it felt the night was going to go versus how it actually went. So we got to the stadium. We had been parked for a while, but we didn't start walking to the stadium until about 6:30. My plan was to go to Dick Hauser to watch the Skull session before the game, but it had been relocated now on Chiefs Field. They're renovating Dick Hauser. A lot of people, I think, were also looking for the Skull session and not finding it. So we gave up after about 30 minutes of kind of seeing which gate would be open for it, and we just went right into the stadium. Now I can tell you, the surrounding tailgate areas around Joe Campbell, between 6 and 7 p.m., it's only about an hour and a half before kickoff, we're pretty empty. So I'm thinking, all right, well, I knew LSU was a big game. A lot of people kind of showed up big for that game, and then the crowd wouldn't be that great for Southern Miss. Man, was I wrong. We sat in that stadium for about an hour before kickoff. Man, but when kickoff happened, that place was packed. I mean, it didn't seem like there was a single a single seat open by the time the game started, which is fantastic. So well done. I mean, man, listen, after a big win like beating LSU, yeah, you should go support your team at home, and it was awesome to see. And what it just proves to me is what it really comes down to is Florida State fans have been starving for this, right? Florida State fans have been starving for something good to happen for years now. So now that it finally has, now that good stuff has finally come, people are showing up, man, and they're excited, and I'm excited for everyone. A few takeaways early on in the game, aside from the usual stuff. How about those lights? For anyone that was there, Florida State put in some brand new LED lights, which was really awesome. And it really just made everything pop. So for those of you who aren't familiar with like lighting technology, before anyone, the old lights that they used to put on the field, once you crank those things on, if you were to turn them off, it would take half an hour to an hour to crank it back on for the lights to fully come back on. So any kind of light play was not going to happen. With these LEDs, they can take it all the way down to zero. They can change colors in the snap of a finger. So during the national anthem, they had red, white, and blue, which was really cool because everyone turned on their cell phone light on their camera, and it looked like stars in the stadium. I don't know how well it came out on camera, but it looked really, really cool in person. And then after every touchdown, it would kind of do this like strobing effect. Sometimes white, sometimes red. There was not a lot of consistency in how they used it and when they used it. It seemed like after every touchdown, but one time it was just like a flash of white, and the next time it was pulsating red. So I'm not sure, I guess, what their long-term plans are and how to use this. I think it was just kind of a testing ground to see how it went. I personally would love to see them use it with the war chant at the beginning of the game before the kickoff starts, up until the spear being planted, and have something like flash when the spear gets planted. I think that would be pretty cool. But well done on the upgrades, and there's a lot more stadium upgrades coming soon to Joe Camel. In fact, as a booster, I got an email this week informing me that things are going to be a little weird next year during the 2024 season because a lot of renovations and construction will be happening around Doak. So entire sections of Doak are going to be like unavailable, and they're going to get priority access to the boosters to keep the seats that are available. So just if you're planning on games next year, just make sure if you're not a booster, you might want to be, because it might be a little harder to come by tickets next year while they're doing all the construction. Construction set to complete the following year, which I think they're just adding a lot more, normal chairs instead of bleacher seats, and it's gonna be pretty. I hope they had some good Wi-Fi, because for those of you who have been to Doak, data sucks. It sucks real bad. It's about time we get that fixed. I think that's something that should have been fixed a long time ago, not just for Champions Club members. But that's aside from the point. Let's talk about the game. All right. I heard a lot of people online this week saying, "Hey, what's all this complaining about a 66 to 14 victory?" All right. I want to make something very clear. I don't think anyone's complaining about the 66 points. And the defense, by the way, was phenomenal, so no one's complaining about that. It was during game time, when it actually mattered, when the game was not out of hand yet, when the starting offense was out on the field. Jordan Travis and all the wide receivers, all the ones, right? It didn't look smooth. Now, did I expect it to look smooth? I expected it to look smoother than it did. There was, at minimum, in 2 quarters, 8 drops by Johnny Wilson, and all of them were in his hands. One of them was actually in his belly, and as he went to the ground, he put his hands up in the air, and it fell out of his out of his gut. And I'm not saying that it's a problem yet. Johnny Wilson, when he's on and when he's good, he's real good. But my man has ball catching issues. He has a hard time holding on. So I'm not saying that we can't rely on him the rest of the season, because I think he's going to have plenty of plays where he's amazing and he catches the ball and it's a big play, and that's going to be great. What I'm telling you is, let's not put all our eggs in the basket. The basket I'm putting all my eggs into is Keon Coleman. Now, he only had very few touches. He had a few 50-50 balls that were, if any of you were there watching on TV, Southern Miss had some dudes on defense, and they were, every single time it was a 50-50 ball, they were in perfect position with their hand between the receiver's hands, so that when the ball hit their hands, the DB's hands would go up for it to break, and the ball would fall out. They were in position a lot. There was not a lot of gimme plays in the first half where someone was just wide open and it's going to be an easy touchdown. Everyone was in good position to make a defensive play. But you still hope Johnny Wilson and Keon Coleman will come up with half of those balls, right? Not all of them. No one's going to do that, but they'll come up with half of them. And they came up with 15% of them. I think there was like one contested ball that was, taken down by Keon Coleman. Now, he did some other things. I think everyone who's a Florida State fan saw the vaulting leap into the air over a poor Southern Miss defender. I was hoping Keon would get the touchdown on that one. What a play! I mean, that guy has ups. But aside from that, I think a lot of people walked away with the starters out there feeling a little down. So halftime happens, and then they come back down. By the way, the halftime show was a Disney-themed halftime show. They did some pretty cool things with the on-field marching chiefs and spelling out. I think they did. One of them was like the Pixar logo with the lamp in it and everything. It was pretty cool. But after halftime, it seemed like nerves kind of got down, settled down. Everyone kind of just took a deep breath, didn't worry about the drops, and we just came out in the balls after that. The second half was way more watchable than the first half. And what's really fun is when you're that much better than the team, even if you play poorly, you're still blowing them out. So by the time halfway through the second quarter was over, we had all backups all over the place. And those guys are really good. Vince and I, on our last show, on the Garner and Old show on Thursdays at 7 o'clock, discussed how even when our number 2 wide receivers go into the game, we're probably still better than probably about half the starting defenses out in the country. So when we put, R2s out there, it's no problem. And Brock Glenn, man, he played really well. Tate Rodemaker played really well. But there was just some really great plays by the backups. Holmes on a run, really nice run by Holmes. Benson actually had, I couldn't believe it. I had to go back and check my numbers. I didn't feel like he was that impactful during the game. And then, I go back and watch the replay when I got home, and he had 3 touchdowns, I think. So I was like, I guess when you're in the moment, you're just not always seeing the numbers clearly, and sometimes you think it's someone else. But he actually had a pretty nice game, so that was well done. All right, so the game ends. Guys, first of all, at halftime, it was 11 o'clock at night. It felt like, and for everyone in the stadium, they know the feeling. Southern Miss decided we're only going to throw the ball the entire game. So, and I think his completion percentage was like 30% or something like that. And so they were throwing the ball incomplete a lot, which means 2 seconds gets run off the clock, the clock stops, and over and over again. And there were so many penalties and timeouts and reviews that we were sitting there at 11:15 saying, oh man, it's going to be a late game now. I'm a diehard Knoll. I'm staying until the end. I'm not the guy leaving at halftime to go to bed or go party or anything like that. I'm staying until the very end. My wife, although she was enjoying herself, was a little ready to go. She did not say that, but I could feel it. I could feel it deep down in my soul. But we stayed the entire time, and the game ended at 12:30 at night. And then for any of you who've ever parked at Joe Campbell, after I did the post game, so everyone in the stadium had already left. Everyone. I was walking out when the stadium was empty, aside from the Chiefs. Got in my car, I waited 40 minutes in traffic to even get out of the Joe Campbell property. And then my hotel was way off on Capitol Circle Northeast. Near, if you were to drive to like the nicer side of town. I got to bed at around 1:40 at night. Thank God for a late checkout time. And thank God for Kush's breakfast. If anyone's ever been to Tallahassee, Kush's is amazing. Cajun food. Their breakfast is insane. I got what's called the hangover, although I did not have a hangover. The breakfast is called the hangover. It is a bowl of Cajun grits, topped with andouille sausage, topped with jalapenos, topped with 3 eggs over medium, and then bacon. It is incredible. I mean, what else could a guy ask for in the morning after a late football game? It was amazing. But that was kind of the tail of the tape for my experience at the home opener this year. A lot of fun, great energy from the crowd, a lot of big plays. Not the cleanest game, but a lot of big plays, so that was fun. Looking forward to this Saturday, and again, we'll be at Fishway Brewing Company, starting live streaming at 11:30 live, and the doors open for the public at 11:30. So start drinking at 11:30 in the morning for the noon kickoff against Boston College. Boston College looks bad, like real bad. I wouldn't even be surprised if Boston College is worse than Southern Miss. Boston College, guys, almost lost to Holy Cross. All right, Holy Cross. I kept checking that score, not believing what I was seeing. But man, if we don't win that game by 30 points, I'm going to be shocked. It's going to be good, and we'll give our official score predictions on the Garden Old Show on Thursday when Vince and I are together. But that should be it should be a blowout. A couple little other bits of information that were fun this week. Alabama losing never sucks. It helped Florida State. We moved up to number 3 in the country with Alabama losing. And all right, I'm not a Paul Feinbaum guy, and I know my co-host is not a Paul Feinbaum guy. But on his call-in show this week, he did an open call-in for talking about the Alabama loss. And those Alabama fans, man, there's something else. Every other caller on that show, and I listened to it for pure entertainment, about 10-15 minutes this morning, was saying Nick Saban has lost the team. He needs to be fired. Someone mentioned bringing Deion Sanders in as coach. If I, as a Florida State fan, if we had Nick Saban the last 20 years or whatever it was, and we won all those national titles, and we had all those 10+ win seasons, nobody in Tallahassee would be saying fire Nick Saban because of one loss against a ranked team. That's good. Okay? You got beat. It happens sometimes in college football. Hasn't happened a lot to Alabama fans, so they feel entitled that they should win every game. But those fans, man, calling for Nick Saban to lose his job. I mean, the best part about that is if it ever happened, let's say Nick Saban retires at the end of the season or whatever it is, right? They would be in for a real rude awakening, whoever the next coach is, because I'm sure they would not live up to the success of Nick Saban. And they would, I almost hope for a day in the next 10 years that they're a 7-6 program or something like that for a few years. I just want some of those fans to understand Nick Saban has single-handedly gotten that team in shape every year to be a contender for the national championship every year. You're not firing the guy. He can lose 2 more games than I wouldn't want him fired. Okay? You have to have repeated disappointing years, like Bobby Bowden did at the end of his tenure. We all love Bobby Bowden, but he had multiple years of 7 to 9 wins. Okay? Nick Saban, it's all 10. It's 10 wins every year. Calm down, Alabama fans. Stand down. Some other funny, crazy things just in the world of football. If you're a football fan, how about that Aaron Rodgers injury last night? I feel bad. Listen, I'm not a Jets fan. I'm a Jaguars fan. Do all. But man, I felt for my Jets brothers out there, man. I mean, you get all excited. Aaron Rodgers is going to be your quarterback, and then nothing. He's gone. I'd be interested to see who they get to come in. Who knows? Maybe they get Tom Brady a call. Wouldn't that be funny? But feel bad, man. Jets fans. Hope well for the rest of the season, right? Defense looked good, so maybe you get a quarterback in here, and it's all good. All right. Well, that's about it for Off the Cuff tonight. Again, great atmosphere this past weekend. Should be a blowout this weekend. Please come and visit us. I'll say it one more time. I'll put it up on the screen. Fishweir Brewing Company. Doors open at 11:30. We start live streaming at 11:30. We will end the live stream pregame at 12 o'clock noon. We will watch Florida State play Boston College till halftime. We will do another live stream at halftime. We will then end that one, watch the rest of the game, and then do a 15 to 20-minute wrap-up show. If you are in the area in Jacksonville, when you come out, man, introduce yourselves. Come on, say hi. We might have a few swag items for all of you out there. Garden Golden Ale. Man, it's going to be great. It's going to be a great time. And they're also having some live music in the backyard. Great back patio area. By the way, the high is only supposed to be, I know I say only, for those of you who don't live in Florida, the high is only supposed to be 84 degrees this Saturday. For us, in September, that's beautiful. 84 degrees high. That's great. It means most of the day in the low 80s, upper 70s. Come out. Have some drinks, hang out with the crew, enjoy the live music, and most importantly, like and subscribe to Garden Old, because we're going to be doing a lot of these live shows, a lot of post-game coverage all year long. I will be in Clemson next week for the showdown at noon. Not happy about that, but I'll be in Clemson for that game doing pre and post game reporting live from Clemson. I might do a fun segment where I talk to a few Clemson fans. Stay tuned for that. But appreciate you guys all stopping by. You know what? Go pour you a drink. Join me and join us this Thursday for a Garden Old show. No inside info, no contacts, no problem. Everyone, have a great Tuesday night. See ya.